Hello everybody, today this is the election predictor back with another YouTube video. Today I'm going to be doing an election prediction for who will become the next governor of Virginia. I do plan to do one more right before the election, but I guess this is a 2 weeks to go election prediction for the Virginia governor, a race that has continued to boil up. Obviously, I'm just going to be using this map. I don't really have a singular map for Virginia to characterize, but I have the margins, and I'm just not going to characterize any of the other states. It's simply going to be a Virginia characterization. I'm going to obviously examine the polls, popularity, and obviously give my own commentary on each candidate. So let's start off. Let's take a look at, first of all, the Real Clear Politics polls, if this thing can load. I want to make sure you guys can see the whole screen as well. Okay, so yeah, obviously the Trafalgar poll had it at a tie. Trafalgar poll does lean to the right. So, you can take that as it is. But let's take a look at the polls and what's happened with them. So essentially the polls have had McConnell up around, I'd say, seven points on average, I would say, looking back at the polls, up until around late September, maybe mid-September. It started to narrow up maybe around 4 or 5 points. And now going into October, sorry, Real Clear Politics is so congested with ads. Now coming into October, McAuliffe even coming up less. Now, this is a Fox News poll, and actually Fox News does tend to lead more Democratic. Obviously, I examined those polls in the 2020 election, and Fox News definitely tilted, or not even tilted, but leaned to the left in almost every poll with their states. So I don't think that McAuliffe is up 5, but then take a look at Trafalgar Group, has it at a tie. Trafalgar leaned definitely to the right in 2020 with its polls. So I would pretty much have it anywhere in between then. Probably, I would say the McAuliffe poll, the CBS poll, is more accurate. I'd say 2 to 3 points. McAuliffe is up in Virginia at the moment. Still another 2 weeks to go for Glenn Youngkin to change some votes. Obviously, I do think, I'm trying not to say obviously as much in my videos, but I'm having a hard time at it. I do think that he will improve with suburban women. Especially in Virginia, there has been I would say, a political movement to get what Republicans believe is critical race theory, CRT they call it, to get out of their public schools. Now, each candidate has taken a stance on that. Glenn Youngkin saying that, no, critical race theory should not be taught to our children. Parents should be able to decide, I guess, what their children should be taught, yada, yada, yada. That's what Glenn Youngkin's view is on it, and suburban women actually share that view significantly higher than the Democrat view. Terry McAuliffe at the debate, if anyone paid attention, said that, well, he essentially said, now I don't want to, make it seem like I'm saying a Republican talking point or anything, but he was implying that he does not want each parent to be able to have a say specifically in their child's education, that it should be more of a publicly held thing by the board and by the Virginia legislature. And he wanted it to be like that, and he didn't want parents to have as much of a say in education of, I guess, their children at their school. The suburban women do, especially because they are suburban women and their kids go to the schools, and they believe that they should have a say in what their children are taught and the values their children are taught, and they definitely side with Youngkin on that political view. When it comes to the abortion view, Glenn Youngkin does have more of a left-leaning view on abortion. Terry McAuliffe definitely more to the left than Glenn Youngkin too. It has shifted much more to the left, especially in Virginia with the abortion issue. Glenn Youngkin did say at the debate he would, at one of the debates at least, he would not have passed the Texas abortion law. He supports abortion in some cases, and he is opposed to it in some other cases. And Glenn Youngkin believed that abortion should be legal in all circumstances. Even up until birth. And actually, he did support the Virginia law that would allow, I don't know if you would call it abortion or not. I guess that's more of a separate issue. The baby, or whatever you want to call it, after birth, if it had defects or whatnot, parents would also be allowed to terminate or kill the baby, whichever word you want to use. This is after birth, continuing. That is something that McCall supports. That is not a popular belief in Virginia, but it is. But the suburban women do support his stronger stance on legalizing abortion, and that's going to balance out between him and Youngkin. But at the moment, McAuliffe still up about 2-3 points. Biden has campaigned for him, continues to campaign for him in Virginia as the days to the race narrow down. I believe it's November 3rd. It's October 16th, so about 2 weeks to go on average. We wait to see what happens. Let's just shift over now to, as we all saw the polls, it has narrowed up since the beginning of the polls, but let's now go to our map. Taking a look at Virginia now, I can't zoom in on Virginia, but just specifically focusing, I'm going to light it up or whatever with whoever I believe will win. At the moment, I think Terry McAuliffe is up, but I do think Glenn Youngkin has a momentum. Now, will he have enough by Election Day? We don't know. I'm not sure. This is technically a red wave election, given the fact that the Democrats have all 3 chambers of Congress, and it has been a year now since the 2020 election. The honeymoon period of the Biden administration has waned off. I mean, you can take a look at my previous video on how the polls have just collapsed for Biden, especially. This was a Quinnipiac poll that I examined, and you can take a look at that. It's also in the description of that video. But, Virginia is a state that has continued to trend to the left and has now significant Democrat underlayings into the bedrock of the politics there. So let me make my characterization. I believe that Virginia will tilt to Terry McAuliffe at this point in the race. I still see Terry McAuliffe winning, I guess you could say, re-election as governor of Virginia, formerly a one-term governor, coming back, winning again. I think he will win by a tilt margin at this point in the race. However, Glenn Youngkin still has a chance at it. It's going to be a close race no matter what, but I have McAuliffe winning it. That's basically all I can say about it. I think that McAuliffe will edge out suburban votes, especially a lot of the votes in the Democrat cities, such as Richmond and Arlington. But anyway, please let me know what you guys think in the description, who you think will win, what you think the margin will be, and if you want to say why you think they'll win, please go ahead. We're at 160 subscribers, so thank you guys so much for that. We're now 40 subscribers away from 215 subscribers away from 175, so keep that up, please. And I can't wait to get there. And I hope to do, another special video with you when we hit 200. But yeah, like the video, comment, and I can't wait to see you when I release the next video. So have a great day.